Dear students, in the previous module, you have learned about the two ways of reporting the words of a speaker, direct speech and indirect speech, and some points about direct and indirect speech. Now, let us learn about the exceptions. If the direct speech relates to some universal fact or habitual fact, its tense remains unchanged irrespective of the tense of the reporting verb. Means if it is universal fact or habitual fact, tense remains unchanged irrespective of the tense of the reporting verb. For example, the teacher said the earth revolves round the sun. This is one of the universal fact that the earth revolves round the sun. So the tense remains unchanged irrespective of tense of the reporting verb. Said is a reporting verb here. The earth revolves round the sun is a reported speech which is a universal fact. So the tense remains unchanged. So the sentence in indirect speech is the teacher said that the earth revolves round the sun. If the direct speech states a past historical fact, the simple past tense remains unchanged. Means if it is a historical fact, the simple past tense remains unchanged. For example, the teacher said India became free in 1947. Said is a reporting verb here. India became free in 1947 is a reported speech which is in simple past tense. And this is one of the historical fact that the India became free in 1947. So the tense remains unchanged in indirect speech. So the sentence, the teacher said that India became free in 1947. If the direct speech states two actions that took place at the same time, the simple past or the past continuous tense is not changed. Means the two actions that took place at the same time, then tense is not changed. For example, she said Manoj sat idle while it rained. This is direct speech. Said is a reporting verb here. Manoj sat idle while it rained is a reported speech which is in simple past. And the two actions that took place at the same time, Manoj sat idle while it rained. So the tense remain unchanged. So the sentence in indirect speech is she said that Manoj sat idle while it rained. Pronouns of the first person in the reported speech are changed into those of the same person as that of the subject of the reporting verb. For example, I said I am happy. Said is a reporting verb here. I is a subject of the reporting verb. I am happy is a reported speech which is in simple present, and while converting it into indirect, simple present becomes simple past. And I is a first person pronoun in the reported speech is changed into those of the same person as that of the subject of the reporting verb. So this I is changed into I. So the sentence in indirect speech is I said that I was happy. Next, he said I am quite well. Said is a reporting verb here. He is a subject of the reporting verb. I am quite well is a reported speech which is in present. So while converting, it becomes simple past. I am quite well. I is a first person pronoun which is changed into the same person as that of the subject of the reporting verb. And the subject of the reporting verb is he. So in indirect, this I is changed into he. So the sentence is he said that he was quite well. Pronouns of the second person in the reported speech are changed into those of the person of the noun or pronoun that comes after the reporting verb. For example, Rajiv said to me, "You are very hardworking." You are very hardworking is a simple present. So while converting it into indirect, it changes into simple past. And you is a second person pronoun. When we convert it into indirect, in place of you, we use the person of the pronoun which is after the reporting verb. Means me is a pronoun here. In place of you, we use I. So the sentence in indirect, Rajiv told me that I was very hardworking. Second, I said to him, "You cannot finish the work in time." You cannot finish the work in time is one of the negative sentence. And you is a second person pronoun. Whenever there will be a second person pronoun in the reported speech, it always changed into those of the person of the noun or pronoun that comes after the reporting verb. So after the reporting verb, said to is the reporting verb. After the reporting verb, him is given. So in place of you, while changing it into indirect, we use he. So the sentence in indirect, I told him that he could not finish the work in time, because I have already told you when can will be given in direct, so it will be could in indirect speech. Pronouns of the third person generally remain unchanged. For example, Mohan said to me, "He has learned his lesson." He has learned his lesson is in present perfect. So it becomes past perfect in indirect. And said to is a reporting verb here. While converting it into indirect, said to will be changed into told. And he is a third person pronoun, so it remains unchanged. So sentence in indirect is Mohan told me that he had learned his lesson. Change of words showing nearness. While changing a sentence from direct into indirect speech, words showing nearness in time and place are generally changed into those denoting distance. For example, this will be that in indirect, these is those, here, there, now, then, today, that day, tonight, that night, last week, the previous week, tomorrow, the next day, yesterday, the day before, or the previous day. For example, he said to me, "Your friend came yesterday." Said to is a reporting verb here. Your friend came yesterday is a reported speech. Your is a second person pronoun which changes into those of the person of pronoun that comes after the reporting verb, means me. So, and came is given in reported speech, means this particular sentence, "Your friend came yesterday," is in simple past. So while changing it into indirect, it becomes past perfect. So the sentence in indirect is, "He told me that my friend had come the day before," and in place of yesterday we use the day before. Next, Rohan said, "I cannot play now." said is a reporting verb. I cannot play is a reported speech. I is a first person pronoun. When there will be a first person pronoun in the reported speech, while converting it into indirect, we use the same person as that of the subject of the reporting verb. Means Rohan. Rohan is a subject of the reporting verb. So while converting it into indirect, in place of I we use he, and in place of can we use could, and in place of noun we use then. So the sentence in indirect is Rohan said that he could not play then.